What is the truth behind the rumors spread in June last year that California banned residents charging electric cars? Welcome to the Tech Surge. Let's find out. A highly shared Facebook post falsely claimed that state officials were urging electric car owners not to charge their vehicles. PolitiFact California is looking into the claim. As Californians grapple with the mounting effects of climate change, few things have been more feared than summer heat waves. The scorching temperatures arrived early this year, prompting the first summer power conservation advice on June 17 last year, and igniting social media debate over how the heat will affect electric car drivers. California literally just recommended everyone not to charge their electric cars due to a power shortage. A Facebook post shared over 46,000 times on June 18 stated, "Due to California's power outages, everyone has been advised to stop charging electric vehicles." On June 21, another commenter stated, "You can't make this stuff up." There is some good news for electric vehicle owners. The reports aren't entirely accurate and are weak in depth. The posts, however, quickly became viral online, moving from Facebook to other social media platforms like Twitter. They have sparked debate over whether California has the financial resources to continue its shift toward electric vehicles in pursuit of a more ecologically friendly future. California can't offer enough electricity to all of its houses and businesses, read one Facebook comment, yet they insist that everyone use more electric vehicles. It never ceases to surprise me how foolish leftists can be. We decided to look into the posts when Facebook highlighted them as part of its efforts to battle fake news and misinformation in its news feed. The California Independent System Operator, or CAISO, is a non-profit organization in charge of maintaining and overseeing the majority of California's electrical infrastructure. When the grid is stressed, such as during excessive heat or wildfires, it frequently provides power conservation recommendations. Californians are encouraged to shift their energy consumption to times of day when the electricity grid is less stressed by the flex alerts. A flex alert is not a power outage, said Gil Tao, director of the Plug-in Hybrid and Electric Vehicle Research Center at the Institute of Transportation Studies. It's a way to avoid outages. We don't like being told not to use electricity, but it's better than being left in the dark if the power goes out. The notifications typically instruct households to conserve energy during late-night hours, when people are still awake and using electricity, but other energy sources, such as solar power, are unavailable. On a good day, solar in California can make up half of the power, said Severin Borenstein, director of the Energy Institute. As a result, when we start losing it, we'll need something else. One concern that occurs on really hot days with heavy demand is that we may not have enough alternative resources to keep the system balanced. On June 17, CAISO issued the Flex Alert, requesting that consumers minimize their power usage from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. prior to the admonition to be as comfortable as possible at night. The notification included suggestions on how Californians might save energy and advised citizens to complete things that required a lot of energy, such as using big appliances and charging electric vehicles. Californians were never formally cautioned not to charge electric vehicles. Instead, they were recommended to change their charging schedules, if at all possible, to meet limited evening supplies. This is completely voluntary, Borenstein added. No financial incentives exist. It's just a request, and it applies to electric vehicles as well. How do electric vehicles get power? According to the California Energy Commission, there are approximately 630,000 electric vehicles on the road in California now. They come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and models, but they all do the same thing. They drive, park, and plug in when necessary. The duration and frequency with which electric vehicles must be charged are influenced by a variety of criteria, including the distance driven, the vehicle's maximum range, and the type of outlet to which it is attached. According to Borenstein, fully charging a vehicle can take hours. Charging into a normal old domestic 110-volt socket can take all night to recharge a battery that has been driven 100 miles during the day, he said. The majority of charging stations feature at least a 220-volt outlet and charge nearly twice as fast. However, most typical drives will not totally drain an electric car's battery. people in the San Francisco Bay Area drove an average of 20.7 miles per day in 2019, according to the Federal Highway Administration of the United States Department of Transportation. As a result, most modern electric vehicles, according to TAL, do not require daily charging. Many are recharged every few days in feature timers that allow owners to set their own charges. While power outages and conservation tips may turn some electric car drivers off, TAL argues that these scenarios are usually no problem. A flex alert is a couple of hours, TAL noted. Very few electric car drivers have to charge their cars during those same few hours. Most drivers now and in the future will be able to delay it for a few hours or days as needed. Is California on the verge of going green? In 2019, renewable energy sources generated slightly more than 30% of California's electricity. California pledged, in 2015, to increase that ratio to 50% by 2030, and Gov. Gavin Newsom issued an executive order last year mandating that all new automobiles sold in the state be zero-emission vehicles by 2035. California is really on the cutting edge of integrating wind and solar into generation, Borenstein said. California has a much larger percentage of electric vehicles than any other state, so we're also ahead of the curve there. As a result, we have the opportunity to be a pioneer in integrating electric vehicles and intermittent renewables. According to TAL, if everyone in California drove an electric vehicle, their energy consumption in their homes would double. However, transformation will take time, and the current grid can accommodate short-term increases in electric vehicle usage. There's no reason we can't have millions of electric cars on today's grid, TAL said. We have less than 1 million right now, and we can grow to 3, 4, or 5 million without huge changes. In the long run, California's power infrastructure will need to produce and store more electricity if it is to convert to an entirely electric fleet. However, TAL believes that if the changes are made at the same time, the transition will be smooth. Borenstein likened the transition to electric vehicles to the rise of air conditioning in the 1950s, claiming that it isn't the first time the power grid has had to adjust to new technologies. The grid has successfully increased capacity over time to meet expanding energy consumption. Because ambient temperatures rise throughout the day and fall overnight, air conditioning systems tend to switch on at roughly the same times, providing an additional challenge for 1950s electric infrastructure. Borenstein believes that electric vehicles will be easier to adapt to. We'll have to construct additional capacity here as well, Borenstein remarked. However, because no one has to charge at the same time, we won't need to build up capacity as much. Borenstein argues that as California transitions to electric vehicles and renewable energy sources, market forces would likely encourage charging during peak periods of electricity availability. I guess that's where we're going, he replied. We're not going to make charging your car illegal at any time, but charging it will be cheaper when the grid is abundant with power and more expensive when the grid is constrained. According to social media posts, California purportedly advised electric car owners to not charge their vehicles due to a power outage. The posts appear to be in response to the California Independent System Operators Flex Alert issued on June 17. The advisory advised California residents to save energy and charge their electric vehicles before 5 p.m. to assist the state's power infrastructure in dealing with the state's first severe heat wave of the season. CAISO officials never advised that people couldn't charge their autos. Rather, they asked that owners of electric vehicles adapt their charging schedules in the evening to accommodate limited energy sources. Furthermore, according to experts, most electric vehicles only require a few hours of charging each night and are equipped with timers that let owners to schedule charging periods, making compliance with the Flex Alert easier for California residents. The posts have ignited a debate on whether California's grid can support plans to transition to electric vehicles in the coming years. According to experts, the transition should be smooth as long as policies to promote renewable energy sources and increased grid capacity are coordinated with the shift to electric vehicles. The post badly distorted the Flex Alert and stoked primarily unfounded fears about California's green energy transition. As a result, we rate these claims as false. That was all from our side. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to hit like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting information. See you until next time.